Hello, everyone. I'm finally today with my dear friend Lucy. We've been preparing this podcast episode for so long.
Such a long time.
Such a long time. We're finally made it.
Like years in the making.
Years. I know this episode is going to be full of magic, expansion, and remembrance. And she's a multidimensional woman, just really tapping into really powerful and expansive topics about healing, energy work, frequency, and consciousness. So Lucy not only is my dear friend, but she's the founder of Quantum Mystic. So, okay, babe, let's get into it. Let's start with a topic that maybe is going to be resonating with a lot of people right now. And it's like, how can we tap into being our real selves, our outside of like the mask, the performance. So before we dive deeper into this really expansive and thought-provoking episode, I'm sure, I would love for you to explain to our audience and our communities what is the magical work that you do.
I work with frequency.
Yeah.
And I basically work with the concept of feeling your emotions from the past in the present with the help of the future you.
Oh, wow.
That's how I explain it.
Yeah.
Most people are like, huh? What?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
And we allow ourselves to feel our emotions from the past, our traumas, our memories, our triggers in the present moment, because obviously the present moment is the only thing that exists. We are accessing, we're crushing timelines, we're crushing that concept of time. And we are allowing ourselves healing in the past. Like you're healing that moment, which then reroutes your entire being. It shifts something inside you. It shifts beliefs, thought patterns. I work a lot with the concept of the inner child.
Yeah.
And with the concept of quantum theory.
Yeah, I love that.
I use various methodologies that I've studied over the years, such as breath work, hypnosis, somatics. It's all a combination, right? And I've just basically taken a lot of elements that I really liked and have created my own methodology that I facilitate for people. And then people will take whatever it is that they need from it and give themselves the power to face whatever they want to face, heal whatever they want to heal.
Yeah.
It basically comes down to when we feel certain things, the frequency in our bodies shifts.
Yeah.
We're letting go of things that no longer serve us, and we're cleansing our energy field, our mind, our somatic physical body of that. And as we cleanse it, the frequency then gets cleaner. It gets, you sort of upgrade. You upgrade like a video game.
Yeah.
And by doing that, it allows you to remember your original essence, the one you were born with, the thing that you were before the world told you how to be.
Yes.
Remembrance, the frequency of remembrance.
Yeah.
And accessing that.
Love that. Something that I love talking with you is consciousness and how you see frequency and how you see like that remembrance into coming to our authenticity. And I know, this is the embodied journey we are on. It never ends. So yeah, let's start with that. Like maybe with a simple question. If you would like people to get more into this work and the work on healing, consciousness, authenticity, how would you describe first what consciousness and healing is from your perspective and the work you've done?
Every day is a new discovery of what your consciousness on that day is going to be, because it'll be different to the day before. Because we're not just living it, we're experiencing it, and we are observing our consciousness, and our consciousness is observing itself. And then that consciousness is then observing itself, observe itself. How far do we talk about it? Because we can keep asking the same questions. You can keep going with questioning. You can keep going with what is consciousness. You can keep having those layers upon layers upon layers upon layers.
Yeah.
Within that, it's also duality of experiencing when you close your eyes and a whole, not just one world, billions of dimensions open up inside you, and this knowledge then just gets expanded. And then you open them and you are here. You are human. Therein for me lies the miracle of consciousness.
Yeah.
Because we're not just conscious beings, we're humans living as conscious beings.
Love that.
I like to ask this question: what does spirituality mean to you? And whenever someone asks that back to me, I say, for me, it's a celebration of life.
I love that. Yeah.
Because it's the fact that we're human and that we're here and that we get to experience emotions, feelings.
Yeah.
We get to live it on our skin.
Yeah.
We get to experience love
Yeah.
and sadness and anger, and every single element of the human experience is a miracle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
At least within our capacity to understand that, because who knows what is on a human dimension, so to speak, what is out there.
Yeah.
I know that I'm not from this world. I've always felt like an outsider, a black sheep, someone who has always kind of felt a little bit like a loner. I love the fact that I am who I am, that I'm an outsider, because then I find other outsiders and we like to bond over being outsiders, you just sort of vibe with people from that world, because we're not from this world. My own consciousness is probably my most treasured thing, possession, gift, attribute, my consciousness, and where it has taken me to question life, to love life, to then bring it back into my body and be human.
Oh,
and so this going and froing is actually what I love the most.
Yeah.
The ability to not live a linear life.
Yeah, I love that.
But to live with expansion. And that is probably one thing I ask myself every day when things come up for me. Is this contracting me or expanding me? And that's sort of one of my compasses, one of my ways that I balance things when things get accumulated in my mind.
Yeah, when we get stuck into the human experience.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so I love the part where you said, like, I see like some connection between consciousness and the body. So I know like our work and your work as well is very much into expanding our consciousness and healing through the body and the emotions in itself. So how do you see that process for people that are just starting into, energetics and somatics and spirituality? How would you say, what's the connection between emotions and the expansion of our consciousness, and then healing, which is just everything, right?
This kind of knowledge is a superpower.
Yeah,
it is. Things can shift for you like that. When you start to treat feeling as a separate entity. This is my process. I might experience anger or sadness. And the way I develop it and shift it now is it's in my body and I know it's there and I'm feeling the feels of the anger and I'm wanting to punch something or I'm wanting to scream. And we always love to attribute a story to that anger and to that emotion.
Yes.
Let's talk about like the negative emotions, the perceived negative emotions, because
exactly we know that they are not negative.
We only attribute the words negative because it makes us feel bad, but in actual fact, we've learnt for it to make us feel bad.
Yeah, it was conditioned.
It's a conditioning.
Yeah,
an emotion is just an emotion.
Yeah, exactly. Energy. Yeah.
So, for example, that anger, it lives in my body, and it's giving me a vibration that isn't as pleasurable as joy, as happiness, as love, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So when I'm in my room and I'm just in my zone, I am allowing that anger to come up. I'm even allowing the story to exist.
Yes.
Because the story wants to be heard.
Yes.
The self, the body, the human wants to be heard.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm feeling anger because this person said this to me. And we're human, so it's normal to react to that story that we tell ourselves.
Yeah.
So this person did this to me. Instead of projecting my anger towards that person then and there, I personally just like to be like, okay, in that moment, I'll communicate what I need. I'll express my thoughts and feelings maybe from a higher self perspective.
Yeah. Or sometimes from the human
Or
self.
sometimes from the human. Maybe the ego just wants to have its way.
Exactly.
Whatever's feeling triggered at the moment.
Yeah.
And then I'll take it with me. I'll go home and I'll just let it happen.
Yes.
I'm angry. So I'll start literally punching my pillow.
Yes.
I'll scream into my pillow.
Yeah.
So we let the somatics, the emotion,
Exactly.
out.
Yeah.
And then in that intensity, I close my eyes and I'm feeling the emotion, and then suddenly the story stops having any value.
Yeah.
The story is just there for you to be able to feel that
That's
emotion.
right. Exactly.
The story doesn't matter anymore. The emotion just wants to have its form
Yeah,
and
yeah,
thought. It wants to
yeah.
exist.
Yes.
And therein obviously comes in shadow work a little bit too. You don't judge yourself for having
Yeah.
that emotion. You don't judge the story.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you can have your life. And then once you express it, personally for me, it's like I hit a light switch.
Yeah.
It's like I have a choice. I know.
Yeah.
I don't have to feel this way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And when as soon as you make the choice to switch it off, it dissipates. So you're still processing that emotion in your body, but you're allowing it to have form,
Yeah.
and then you're choosing better for yourself.
Yeah, yeah. I love that part. I think like, yeah, this, we are getting more into like the topic that I love this topic, because this is of course what I do in my work. And something so powerful that I've seen with my clients and in my own experience is how, you know, we are talking about remembrance of who we are and coming back to our authenticity. A lot people think that is more about the logical part of the confidence and who you are, and like, you know, writing down your values and really understanding who you are. Yeah, that could be part of it. But what I've seen the most powerful way, which is the embodiment of this work, is every time that we are allowing an emotion to be felt and the story to be heard, we claim back parts of ourselves that were hidden and, let's say, deemed as unlovable and not accepted for past experience that we went through. And so as we allow those parts to just come to the conscious part of us and be held, be present, just exist, we claim deeper parts of ourselves. And for me, when people ask me, how can I be authentic? Just allow yourself to start feeling your emotions deeply, because people think feeling emotions is just like, oh yeah, I'm sad. No, it's actually allowing that sadness to move through the body, because every emotion brings requires an action and brings a message, and then there's wisdom underneath. And that wisdom, as you said, it's either letting that story be heard, because that story carries so much information that was stuck in the body. As we know, the body keeps the score. So as we allow that energy, which is the emotion, to move through the body by listening, by holding space of that energy, right? Like, as you said, anger, for example, is like an action, like usually so intense that this is why we are so scared to feel it when that emotion comes up, because it requires an action. And what we've been conditioned is to see the unhealthy way of expression of anger. But we can't change that programming or the way we relate to those emotions and those parts by just fully allowing it to exist and punching the pillow, or just letting it flow. And then just the experience when you allow that emotion to be felt and to be there, right?
Yes.
Like, yes, in the moment it's challenging. I'm not going to say this is easy work, but this is why it's so worth it, because you go through that. So how has been that experience for you when people will ask you, your clients will ask you, but Lucy, okay, like, I understand that I need to feel my emotions. I understand that I need to start to relate to my anger, to my sadness from a healthy place. But how can I hold myself through those moments when it's so painful in the body, because it's like a visceral, real somatic experience? What would you say to your clients in that case?
You've got you.
Yeah.
You've got you. Every single version of you has got you. Quantum theory plays a big role in what I do.
Yeah.
Thousands of possibilities, thousands of versions of you playing roles in your life at any one time. That person that you want to become, that you know exists, is there with you.
Yeah.
This is what I say to my people. There is a version of you that's been through this already.
Yeah.
And that takes care of you every day.
Yeah.
Future Lucy that is taking care of me now.
Yes.
Just like this version of Lucy has taken care of all the previous versions of Lucy, and I still do it every day.
Yeah.
So I know that when I feel those emotions, usually it's because they're triggering something that I've experienced in the past.
Yes. Yeah.
Voicelessness, not being seen, not
Yeah.
being heard.
Yeah.
You name it.
Yeah.
Like every single thing that we go through in our childhood, growing up, in our teens, in
Yeah.
our 20s, is still stored in the body. And
Yeah.
when people go through that emotion now, then being triggered from something in the past, it's doing two things at once. It's having that human experience of feeling all the feelings.
Yeah.
It's also applying, I guess I would call it the spiritual notion
Yes.
of becoming the observer of
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
And then you can become the observer of the observer as I guess you become more acquainted with the notion.
Yes.
So becoming the observer, you're simply just detaching from that moment in time,
Yeah.
watching yourself. You think about that version of you that is triggered. Maybe she was 15 and she just had a big heartbreak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We've been there.
Like we've all been there.
We've all been
right?
there,
So this
yeah.
15-year-old you
Yeah.
right now is triggered. She's angry.
Yeah.
She's just like
Enraged.
She's enraged.
Yeah. Yeah. Stubborn.
Exactly. That version of you is enraged.
Yeah.
But the version of you now is a grown up, is an
Yeah.
adult, is on the journey. Maybe already has a few tools here and there.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I see you. I'll let you have your way. So I guess that is the tool that I use
Yes.
in and for people,
Yeah.
is to say, you've got you.
Yeah.
Remember, you're experiencing this, but you're experiencing a memory of this emotion. You might not necessarily know what memory that's associated to,
Yeah.
but at some point in time, that has allowed you to feel this now, in this present moment of today.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And that person actually comes from a place of empowerment to feel like, oh, I have got me.
Yeah.
I don't need to outsource this anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Two things that came up for me when you were sharing that. The first one, it was just like adding to what you were saying about the like identifying those different parts and just allowing that part of ourselves to have that voice, to be heard, to receive the needs that they didn't receive, to just express their authentic emotional expression. So it's like just a beautiful part of really integrating those parts in the past that didn't have the opportunity and that safe space to just be themselves. So that we, from the present, go back to that memory. And this was the second thing, and I know you are gonna laugh on what I'm gonna say. We were chatting about this theory of quantum mechanics, that it was discovered that we can, in the present, go back to the past, to situations from the past, and not only heal, which is what we are talking about it, but also that version in the past, in that moment, also felt that presence. It's like we collapse, like past, present, future.
Present,
It's
future.
just, that's when we say it does not exist. And yeah, like we can talk a little bit about that concept of, the quantum mechanics, or what we call, for me, is just healing. But healing is, for me now, is just the expansion of consciousness, which means I now have more consciousness around what are the tools that now as the spiritual being can apply in certain situations when the human part of me is just going through challenges, right? So it's like allowing myself to experience whatever comes up in the present. Is not going to the past and digging into what's not ready to come up. Like, I will definitely not recommend that. It's just working with what comes up as it comes up, right? Like triggers, like during like friendships, relationships, like we're constantly stimulated, and those are opportunities for us to experience more of who we are. So then, let's go more into that concept of going into the past and healing the version of us in the past in the present. So what would you say about that?
You just mentioned something now that just sort of triggered a thought, and it was opportunities. Triggers are opportunities.
Yes, love that.
So many people live in fear of the trigger that might come up.
Yeah.
People, biggest opportunity of your life to actually see the change, make the change, because it's right in front of you.
Yeah.
You're feeling it right there. Yes, it can be really challenging. And it is.
It is, yeah.
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 But it's also amazing.
Yes, exactly.
Like those moments when you're triggered and
Yeah.
you have the direct ability to change the way you react to it, your rewrite your nervous system, rewrite your belief system into something new, the change, the choice, the illusion of
the
choice
choice.
that you have.
Yeah.
Then and
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
trigger equals opportunity.
Yeah, yes. And I love that part of choice. Yeah. Because that's something that at some point through maybe like in our past, in our childhood, depending on how we grew up, right? Like it's kind of like we adapted to our environment. And, you know, a lot of us, I'm going to speak from my own experience. I'm not going to generalize or project my experience on others, but I did grow up in an environment where none of this was present. Like there was no knowledge about emotional regulation. There was no knowledge about healthy conflict resolution. So there were a lot of projections. So in that, the little self has to adapt and to abandon parts of ourselves. So I had to abandon parts of who I am, like basically my depth and my sensitivity. Like I was always very much in tune with my emotions. Back then, I was always told, you're so emotional, you're so sensitive. So I saw it as something negative. So I repressed that by becoming this hyper independent. I have it all together. I can do it all on myself. But that part was just a mask really protecting the more vulnerable and sensitive parts of myself, because there was so much like love there that that part of me was protecting it.
Feeling your feelings is an art form. People think it's so easy. Like you feel love, you feel happiness, you feel joy. For sure. Some people don't repress that side of them or didn't learn to repress it, much like you did and I did for sure. A lot of people go through that. Part of our journey is to come back to feeling the full extent of those emotions before they changed, before whatever happened to us, before whatever happened to us. The remembrance of that feeling before the shift.
Yes.
So even feeling happiness and joy and love, let's talk about the positive emotions. People can still dull them. They can still mute them. And it's not intentional. Why would you, specifically dull joy? But there are layers of you inside you, patterns, thoughts, belief systems that do that because you have been in situations where perhaps feeling that full extent of happiness isn't safe. Because what happens if that gets taken away from me? I'm not going to allow myself to fully feel that, because I know that in 5 minutes I'm not going to feel this anymore. So you're out of your body, you're not living in the now. It's the constant anxiety on like the train of anxiety going through your mind. So coming back to the remembrance of who you are and feeling the feelings, what they were like before whatever you experienced shifted them. That is the art form.
And what we usually also talk about is how like the emotions and the feeling is the portal to like deeper parts of ourselves.
Exactly.
And to our most aligned path. And how I can put that, because that came to me when you were explaining about the feelings and the emotions, like how we are also suppressing more joy and more happiness. That's also because emotions are just emotions, right? Like, so I put them sometimes to explain to my clients, let's put all the emotions in a bucket, right? So we have like a lot of anger and sadness and abandonment and rejection at the top of the container, right? So it's kind of like these layers are not allowing you to see what's the magic at the bottom of that. Like we have the treasure at the bottom of the bucket, right? And at the bottom of the bucket we have the joy, the love, but deeper levels of joy. So we have experienced some of these emotions, but the more we repress the anger, the sadness, the abandonment, and the rejection, we are actually in the same magnitude, in the same direction, repressing the deeper levels of emotions, because they are part of the same. So it's like we cannot experience deeper levels of love if we are not fully embracing and allowing to feel the pain that is stopping us from getting there. So as we start healing and we start feeling, it's kind of like we liberate these layers, like, and we take that energy from the bucket and we access deeper levels of joy. So I think for me that's one of the most powerful things on my healing journey was when I learned to neutralize all my emotions. I no longer feel anything negative around feeling sadness or going through challenges. I just see it as, oh yeah, it's just part of my journey. Okay, today is one of those days where I'm sad.
Yes.
And by just accepting it, that sadness just moves through the body even faster. Whereas before, is the story we tell ourselves that we were saying, or like their repression of that emotion is what caused my suffering, because I was first rejecting that part of me. I was not honoring that emotion was just needed presence and to be felt, and by then we delay that process of the portal to our most authentic self. So the more I feel it, the more I feel myself, the more authentic I feel, the more I can flow with light, the more I can see the signs, the more I can, but it's all a part of the journey. It's not about perfection, right? So
Exactly.
yeah, that's what came to me.
And another thing I'll add to that, that came to mind is, and this is, I guess, going into a bit of the frequency talk. When, in my experience, when you allow yourself to feel certain emotions, any emotion, to actually work it through the body, allow it to have its space, its presence.
Yeah.
You're cleansing your body of that stored emotion.
Yes.
And as you cleanse the body, basically you're getting rid of what no longer serves you.
Yeah.
Things that happened in the past that are just now just live somewhere inside you.
Yes.
And when you cleanse that, you upgrade your frequency.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as you do that, you access information, so to speak.
Yeah.
Because you have space in your body, you have space in your mind, you have space in your heart to open up to new things, to open up to new knowledge, universal expansion. It's this knowing that lives deep inside you of something that is just there. And so the understanding comes. So it's something that you can aspire to be, because everyone knows that this version of you that comes from a higher place, a higher frequency, exists.
Yeah.
We know that version of us at any point in our lives is there. The person that makes wiser choices, the person that doesn't come from a place of anger, jealousy, shame, guilt, whatever you want to call it. That version of you that wants better for you.
Yeah.
So as you clear the emotions out of your body, you feel past experiences, present experiences in the now. So right now, in this moment, because that's the only thing that exists is now.
Yeah.
You are going back in time through memory, through lived experience to heal that past
version of
moment.
it. Yeah.
I've had so many experiences, and the first time this happened to me, I was like,
Oh, wow.
oh my God, I understand.
Yeah.
So when I was younger, when I was a little girl, I spent a lot of time by myself. That's just how I grew up. And I always felt this presence next to me, like this energy. And I was like, oh, okay. When I was 3 years old, I remember being freaked out by it, because I used to live in a haunted house, so I thought it was a ghost. And then as I grew up, I would have this presence next to me when I'd be playing with my Barbies or playing with my Polly Pockets, or I'd be watching television, and I'd usually be alone. Yeah. And I'd just have this person, this presence that I used to play with. And it made me feel really nice and safe, and I could do whatever I wanted, play with whatever I wanted, and it was just really nice and safe. And then when I started my healing journey, I don't know how long ago that was, it feels like decades, I had moments when initially it was during breathwork sessions, and then obviously as I went in deeper into different kinds of journeys, like medicinal plant journeys or so on and so forth, when those experiences, when time and space completely collapse. And I am there sitting with my 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old self, remembering that energy that I felt was me as an adult.
Yeah.
I still...
oh my God.
I still get goosebumps.
Yeah.
And it's such a wonderful experience to go through that and feel like the realization that you've got you, I've got me.
Yeah.
I've always had my back.
Yeah.
And experiencing that moment, seeing it, and I've had many different times. I've even had journeys where I've been in my present right now, and I felt a few, like another me come to me in that moment and guide me through a challenging moment where I haven't known what to do, or I haven't known what to experience, how to go about things, because it's like,
this is so
it can
powerful,
be overwhelming. So those lived moments when you do have the ability, every single person has the ability.
Yes.
With or without a facilitator. I do recommend a facilitator if you're just starting out, because that facilitator will guide you in a way that you don't yet know about.
Yeah, exactly.
As you go progress, you can
by all means
explore by all means.
Yeah.
But those moments when you realize, oh my God, this is amazing, and you feel it and you remember it, and you see it, and it's just an experience.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love that. Because, like, you know, a lot of people get into this also rabbit hole or limiting belief that healing is this complicated journey or experience, and it's not really that way. Yes, you are gonna go through challenges, but your perspective and the way you deal with them is gonna shift completely. So something that came to me when you were explaining that part, that I was like, oh my God, this is so amazing, is just like, I think like what heals the most, and I'm gonna put your example in this so people can relate, is that like the power of you going back to little Lucy back then, who felt alone, who didn't feel seen, who didn't feel heard, who didn't feel loved, accepted, and who was not given the safe space to be herself in that moment, to experience the anger or the happiness or the rage or the joy. And you yourself in the present, being that person she always thought was going to be a parent, and then we're going to thinking it's going to be a partner. But knowing that it's always been you, the one who had the keys to that unconditional love. So going to that memory and giving that little Lucy like the opportunity to receive that safety, so she can feel that level of love, is, for me, is just like, and that for me, what I see in my sessions, that's what heals the most. Not really, healing, feeling the session, feeling the emotion, of course, but just being in the presence of that safety person, ourselves, and therefore the facilitator. But you can do that on your own at some point. That's what we do as well. Even though I did start my journey with facilitators and coaches, so I highly suggest. And I will keep doing it, because there's parts of ourselves that we cannot see, right? But going back to that point, it's just like, that's what I see in my sessions that is the most transformative. Just having that safe space to just fully hold that part of us that felt all the emotions and was not given the opportunity to just be herself.
Exactly.
So and knowing that it was always been us, that person. So I found it gave me like, oh my God, that's so powerful. Yeah.
I find the same with the people that I work with. The minute you mention, visualize your 7, 8, 9-year-old self.
The tears,
You just, that's all that's needed, because there's this little you that still wants to be heard even now. You might have I've done inner child work, much like yourself, for a long time.
Yeah.
It never stops.
Yeah.
That little version of you, the little version of me, literally gets to decide what I wear in the morning, or what I want to eat, or where we're going to go, you know, if we want to go shopping, if we want to buy a pair of shoes, or because I want to make her happy. I want to be there for her. And then there are moments when we're feeling triggered. It's like, okay, I've got you now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You can have at it whenever you want, when it's playtime. And you want to be the child self that you are, but I've got you when you're feeling not feeling safe. When you're feeling unloved. When there's the version of you that doesn't feel seen, neglected, heard. And it's such a beautiful concept as well, to just take care of that version of you, because it actually, the other thing it does is it makes life really fun. Like
that's
just
true.
And that is also remembering who you are. So I often say this, is that when we are born with the essence, with our true essence of what we are meant to be, of how we are supposed to live. And then that obviously gradually gets masks upon
Yes.
masks upon masks upon
Yeah,
masks, and the
yeah.
illusion kicks in.
Yeah.
And societal conditioning and family
Yeah,
and friends and
yes.
people that have forgotten what they are actually
Yeah.
like.
I'm projecting that onto
Projecting
us.
that and so on and so
Yeah.
forth. So we're born with that essence.
Yeah.
So going back to that essence,
Yeah.
the one that lives inside us, the one that is like, ooh,
Yeah.
I get to do this, it's so much
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and just that, we say child because an adult, as
Yeah.
adults, we have given that word child.
Yeah.
The dictionary has given it, but in actual fact, it's just
Yeah.
essence.
Essence. Oh, I love that.
Essence. And
Yeah.
and when we live out our essence,
Yeah.
the bubbly essence
Yeah.
of who we are, without worrying about what people
Yeah.
are going to think,
Yeah.
without worrying about if we're going to get judged,
Yeah.
without projecting basically what we see on the outside, that's
Yeah.
when you get to have a lot of fun with your
Yeah.
life.
I love.
When you remember who you are,
Yeah.
remember that essence,
Yeah.
everything that is meant for you, that you want, anything you want, it
Yeah.
already exists in your
It already
perspective. It
exists,
already
yes.
exists in your reality, but you just have to believe
Yes.
that it's a possible reality.
Yeah.
And then you do the work, and the belief system then
Yeah.
starts to shift.
Yes.
As the belief system starts to shift, then you're like, this isn't a dream.
Aligning with that energy. Yes.
This isn't a dream anymore. It's
Yes, my
I know it
reality.
can be reality.
Yeah.
And then it becomes reality.
Yeah. True. I love that. So powerful.
Mm.
Love that. Okay, so now let's talk about this concept of being multi-dimensional beings. So we sometimes talk a lot about this, but let's go deeper into that and maybe explain to people our perspectives, because at the end we're just sharing our perspective through our journey.
Yeah.
So what do you think happens when we tap into this multi-dimension essence of who we are? Do you think that we are shifting realities, or are we accessing a version of ourselves that always existed, or both?
Experiencing the multi-dimensions of the universe has been one of those things where I'm thinking to myself, I'm going insane. Whatever that might mean.
Yeah.
I think I need someone to reality check me right now,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
when I had my first big moment, I was sitting on a beach with you in Uluwatu, here in Bali,
Yeah.
and another friend of ours, and I just remember sitting on that beach, closing my eyes, and suddenly I was being catapulted through my third eye, and I could feel these layers upon layers upon layers entering this world of
Yeah.
what is going on right now.
Yeah.
Never experienced it before. I felt this intense energy in my body. It was coming straight through me. I was sitting on the beach, like I could sense my body was sitting on the beach, but it was like I'd just become this tree trunk essentially, and then there was this life inside of me that was going somewhere.
Yeah.
And then transversing, like going through these layers, which felt like basically a crushed accordion, and suddenly I was sitting on that beach, but I was completely in a different space, reality, dimension.
Yeah.
And I knew it.
You felt it in your body.
I felt it in my body. I could see it clearly.
Yeah.
I had this sudden awareness of knowledge, and it felt energetically painful at the time. Like my body, the inside of my body was like on fire.
Wow, yeah, I remember that.
And then suddenly I was Lucy, the element that was Lucy, felt like a fly on the wall of my mind. My mind wasn't my mind anymore.
Yeah.
And I just had this state of being.
Mm.
And this state of being felt like nothing. It was like floating in space. Just floating in a space, floating in void.
Yeah.
And I had this vague memory that I had people on this dimension that I love, and friends and family, and very, very vague notion that something's here. Utter stillness. And I think that is also what is experienced after death, when we leave our bodies, when we leave our physicality. This stillness of energy.
Wow.
If one day I'm just going to be nothingness in space, the fact that I am here, getting to experience love, and getting to celebrate my life by watching a sunset, by going out with my friends, by sitting here with you,
Yeah. Ah.
Like, if one day that's all that's going to be left of me,
Oh, so worth it.
it's so worth it.
So worth it. Yeah.
The questioning stops.
Yeah.
Nothing else stops. So it's this rotational,
Yeah.
the philosophical point of view of what is the point of life? Life itself is the point.
Yeah.
That's it.
And that takes me to, I was thinking, like, we constant hear this concept in spirituality about like life being an illusion. And we've talked about this also, not only us, but with our friends, where, we love getting into these deep topics about what if all these spiritual concepts and all this consciousness thing is another illusion? What if we are not really tapping into something that is
Precisely.
real? So yeah, like, I know we've talked about it, but I know some people would like to hear also our perspective. What would you say around, like, what if all this is an illusion? And that's the first question. And the second thing is, why do you think the human self has that desire, when they have it, not all of us, and that's totally okay, to go into these esoteric, like, unknown concepts of like consciousness and life and who are we, and like, what do you think is the purpose of actually us going through that path?
There's layers. It's like an onion. And whenever I refer to an onion, I think of Shrek, the film.
Yeah.
He quotes, there's an onion in the film. Anyway, I believe that perhaps we will only ever understand it after we die. Once we get to return wherever it is that we're going. And in the meantime, from now until we die, there's going to be what we would call awakenings, but it's in actual fact just peeling back the layers of the onion.
Yeah.
And the core of the onion is death. And that's when we understand. In the meantime, we spend our whole lives questioning it.
Yeah.
And we can keep questioning it. And it's a beautiful thing to question. It's something that I deeply enjoy, exploring these concepts, because it expands me. Does it contract or it expand me? It expands me.
Yeah.
At some point, it's like, you know what? I just want to eat an ice cream.
Love it.
I just want to go out to dinner.
Yeah.
I just want to live
Yeah.
in my now.
Fully. Yeah.
Fully in my now.
Yeah.
But only by questioning
Yeah.
consciousness, the universe, those philosophical discussions,
Yeah.
do I then get to experience enjoying my ice cream so much, like to the extent that I do.
Yeah.
I think it's the contrast, the duality of, and I'm a personal believer that duality is very important to experiencing, because if you don't have one, you don't know what the other is.
Yeah.
If you don't question one thing, you can't live fully in the other.
Yeah.
And whilst perhaps questioning, the word question, I guess, implies that we are in our mind.
Yeah.
However, I guess when we do it with our friends or just the two of us, we know that when we question, it actually comes from a deeper sensation. It doesn't come from up here.
Yeah.
Our questions come from in here, through our mouth, not here, through our mouth.
Yeah.
Maybe from here, but it doesn't come from the brain.
The mind. Yeah.
It comes from
an inner knowing.
An inner knowing.
Yeah.
And as humans, we're just wanting to articulate it and create this energy of expansion between two people.
Yeah.
And then we know that when we create this energy of expansion between the two of us, the people around us will then feel that expansion, because that's how energy works. And as the people around us then feeling it, they will then understand. Something will then trigger in them a little question, a tiny, tiny little seed. That seed will then get taken and it will expand and it keep expanding. So you ask about the point
Of
the illusion,
Yeah.
the expansion
Yeah.
of consciousness is the point.
Yeah.
Because whether it's real or not, whether it comes from universe or source, or whether it was created by a single human however many years ago, the idea of consciousness that then got basically filtered down through a root of a tree, so to speak, and now we're the leaves, however you want to refer to it. It doesn't really matter where that concept comes from. The fact is that it is now being utilized to make the world we live in a better place. To bring more awareness to allow children to grow up differently, to allow children to still be their purest, most beautiful versions of them, but to not have to go through certain through a repression process.
Yeah, yeah. Want to add a few things to what you shared. I think, when you said like at the end is just because we are here to experience the expansion of consciousness. A few things came here, and I was like, why? And what came to me is like, we are consciousness. So as we experience the expansion of consciousness, what we are really experiencing is who we are, more of who we are. And it doesn't matter what route will take us. At the end, every single human is living life so they can experience more of who they are, even if they are unconscious about it. So for us, it could be the path of healing our consciousness and spirituality and living in Bali, living the experiences that we are living. For some people might be being parents. For some people might be, working in corporate. Like, it doesn't matter, because there's no right or wrong. It's just being intentional and aware that our life is all around experiencing, right? So the more we experience, the more we feel alive, the more in tune we are with ourselves, the more authentic and in that real essence, the childlike essence that we tap into. So I think for me, that's what came up, right? It doesn't matter where it comes from, because at the end, we are experiencing more of who we are. And another thing that came up is the moment we ask the question, we separate ourselves from the reality of it, because the mind takes over. And then we try to then find logic and intellectualize an inner experience that cannot be explained in logical mind. So if we release for a moment, even if now we are talking about it, of course I'm in my mind thinking about it, but if I go back into that moment, in that moment when I'm fully experiencing it, I'm not in my mind at all. I'm experiencing it so much and I feel so alive that question doesn't even come. It's after that we ask that question, and that's when it doesn't matter, because in the moment, whether it's an illusion or not, is bringing that sense of connection with ourselves, consciousness, and everything around us. So it allows us to experience the fullness of love, of unity, of like connection, of life, and being in the present moment. And that for me is what matters. The moment we start asking the question, we are not in the essence of that consciousness. We are in the logic. Yeah. So, but yeah, I guess like it's also a human trying to make sense of our spiritual experience, because that's what the mind does. And we cannot get out of the mind because we are humans. And I'm glad that I cannot get out of my mind, because I love being a human. But yeah, that's kind of like what came up for me. Like, why do we want to experience more conscious? And more people will think, because that brings us more of the experiencing of who we really are, and the extension of it, which is unity and being connected with everything around us. So yeah.
Going back to your first question around authenticity and masks and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So many people are not even aware that they're wearing a mask. It's that who you think you should be.
Yeah.
When you become aware that you are stepping back and you can look at your mask. So you're stepping away from yourself, becoming the observer of yourself, and you're seeing the mask that you're wearing.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that exists. It's just a protective mechanism of, this is what I want the world to see me as today. And that's okay.
Yeah.
If you want the world to see you in that way on that day, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So becoming aware of the judgment behind that mask that you then
Yes.
apply to yourself of, why do I need to have this mask? It's not a good thing. It's not who I truly am. No, but you know that it exists. You know the mask's there. You know who you are deep down. So pulling that mask off is what we call vulnerability. And being prepared to really show the world who you are. So we take off the mask. Vulnerability is who I am. Oh my God, how am I going to be seen? What are people going to think of me? I'm not going to be accepted. I'm going to be rejected. I'm going to be alone, where people's minds tend to go to when they think about vulnerability.
Yes.
When I think of vulnerability, it builds in my chest like, ooh, I don't know if I want to feel this today.
Yeah.
And I make the choice. It is a conscious, awakened choice. Sometimes it's there because we want to feel, usually it's around safety. Do I feel safe enough with this person, these people, to want to take this mask off? Personally, I came to this point where I was like, I really don't care.
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen? I'm not accepted. Then it means that person was not meant to be in my life.
Yeah.
That person judges me, out you go. The door's right over there.
Yeah.
If that means you don't love me for who I am, you're in love with my mask.
Yeah, exactly.
So therein comes a point where you become aware of what that mask looks like for you. And you do that just through a little bit of self-reflection, observation of yourself, of really looking inwards and being like, okay, right now I'm not feeling safe because this person's triggering my fear of abandonment, for example. But if I take my mask off halfway and just test the waters, and that's fine too. Any option is fine.
Yeah.
But as an initial process, you can take it a little bit down and a little bit down and a little bit down. Baby steps. And then you get to a point where the more baby steps you take, you get to this notion of being like, hey, I'm kind of awesome.
Yeah.
I kind of love who I am. And then the more I take it off, then the more I step into who I really am. And ultimately who I am is not a very cautious person. I'm a 0 to 1,000 in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But my whole life has taught me to be cautious.
Yeah.
But the original essence of who I am, no.
Yeah, exactly.
Turns out, not really.
Not really, yeah.
And when you stop yourself from stopping yourself, the irony in that, and you just live how exactly it is you want to live.
Yeah.
I am still learning how to be my purest, undiluted self. It's a process, right? Because we are ingrained with so many things, so many beliefs, so many patterns, so many things that obviously our minds, our nervous systems can only handle a certain amount at a certain time.
Yeah.
That it's a constant discovery process. And it's kind of fun. But ultimately, it's just self-discovery, self-remembrance. And you get to have so much fun with that sometimes when you just shift that belief system and you become aware of the persona that you're impersonating. I was planning to go on a holiday, a 3-month holiday from my job. Some things happened during said holiday. And after a while, I said to myself, I'm not going back. I'm done. I dropped all pretenses. I dropped my life, my job, my house. Everything that I was connected to that old version of me was done. I couldn't step back into that mask anymore.
Yeah. Wow.
Because I had met during that holiday who I really was.
Yeah.
Or the 5% of who I really was.
Yeah.
I was remembering coming home to myself. I was remembering what it felt like to be free.
Wow.
I'm going to get emotional.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it. I thought about going back home and I just thought, why?
Yeah.
Why am I limiting myself? That's what I felt like. By limiting that life, I was limiting my being.
Yeah.
Which is also goes back to why I don't like titles and because it's sort of like they're limiting.
Yeah.
People want to know because they want to lump you in a box.
Yeah.
But we are a human.
Yeah.
And that's amazing.
Yeah.
The amount of expansion, the amount of things that we can do on a day-to-day basis is infinite.
Yeah.
Absolutely infinite. So why limit ourselves with titles? We can just express what we do, how we feel, who we are with words.
Yeah.
I'm taking care of the little version of me that wanted to be taken care of in that specific way.
Yeah.
And only I could have given her that.
Yes.
As the adult that I am, because I'm in my own self. I know myself.
And only you can understand
Exactly.
fully what
Precisely.
that person needs. Okay, babe, this has been such an amazing conversation with you. Like, we finally made it. I love all these conversations. If we we're able to just put a mic on our daily chats, it will probably be like even better. But this is a small snippet, or of who we are and what we want to share with the world. So thank you so much for being
Thank you.
in this conversation with me. I loved always these conversations, having you in my life and expanding me in the ways that you do. So thank you so much. And
Thank you.
now talking about your work and how, our communities, how can people get in contact with you? So talking about anything, about any programs you are doing, or just in general, how can we contact you to learn more about your work and have sessions with you?
Instagram.
Nice.
Only one channel.
Yeah,
It's the
amazing.
Quantum Mystic Official. And my programs are a little bit different, as in I don't run set programs for a group
Yeah.
because my work is tailored to the individual.
Nice.
So send me a message on Instagram. I do love to chat to people across the world. So even just to say hi. And then it's sort of just the conversation just leads on naturally to where everyone's at, what that person wants, and then we sort of tailor it to the needs of that person. So really get in deep with the frequency of that person, with the energy of that person, with the patterns, with
Nice.
So it's just one channel, the Quantum Mystic Official.
Perfect.
Instagram.
Nice.
That's
I'll
me.
put your contact and all the details in the description of the podcast. So thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here, and it's been so magical.
It's been wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.